So what is up, guys? With the discussion of set 10, it's time we go over something new for you guys in this game, and that is Murakumo. And let me just tell you, if your RNG is bad as mine am and you keep drawing your G3s, you're going to thank yourself later for drawing those G3s, because we got some special effects to reveal to you guys with this new clan event coming out next month. So without further ado, let's go over the cards and see their uses. Stealth Beast, Evil Ferret. Put this unit at the bottom of your deck to call a card from your hand. Return that unit to your hand at the end of the turn. I guess I can see use for that. You can get your attack in, and then you can bring a unit back to your hand so you can possibly do a Persona Blast. But we'll see what other cards can do in these types of situations as well. Stealth Rogue, a body replacement, Kokonumaru. You CB1, look at top 5 cards, add a G3 to your hand. Stealth Dragon, Magatsu Wind. This is a superior ride card, and hopefully we get that update where we get a guaranteed G1, G2 soon, and then superior riding will return with a better consistency, hopefully. Anyways, what this card is when it's rolled by Stealth Dragon Magatsu Breath, you look at the top 7 cards, add the G2 or add the G3 to your hand. So that's nice. Stealth Beast Flame Fox, when this unit boosts Platinum Blonde Fox Spirit Tamino. You soul blast 1 and it becomes an 11k booster. Stealth Beast Night Panther. You just CB1, 1000 power. No one's running that. Stealth Fiend Oboro card. When placed, you CB1 to call a card with the same name as one of your rear guards other than Stealth Dragon or Oboro card. Remove it at the end of the turn. Notice how it says you call a card. You're not calling it from the deck. It's not telling you where. It's calling a floaty unit, and that floaty unit being a copy of the card you are trying to summon. So this goes for those G2s. If you play another G2 in the rear guard circle, then you can make a copy. So that gives you a guaranteed 2 attacks when you CB1. You just have to hit a trigger just in case they hit a defense trigger. So Murakumo is interesting because they do have some good aggressive plays that they can pull off. So that's neat. So you'll definitely need 4 of these Stealth Fiend or Oboro cards. Stealth Beast leaves Mirage. See, I have a problem with this name. It's legit a complete sentence. The Stealth Beast leaves Mirage. He left the Mirage, I guess. I guess leaves isn't really good grammar either. So this is the new Sentinel. If you're at 5 damage, when you're about to hit 6, it will activate. Stealth Beast Leaf Raccoon. When this unit boosts a Vanguard, if your hand has more cards than your opponent, it gets plus 4,000 power. So have your more so that's how you keep the boosters going, but no one's gonna run that. I mean, we're just gonna stick to our guts with the normal units. Alright, we have an AK Vanilla, Stealth Rogue, a Silent Shinji Maru. Alright, Stealth Dragon Turbulent Edge. When this unit attack hits a Vanguard, look at the 5 cards on the top of your deck, then add a Covert Demonic Dragon Mandala. Keep in mind with these names, because every card does something way different. We called Magatsu Wind was for the superior ride. This is looking for Mandala, which we'll go over in this video. Swift Archer Fushimi. This unit can attack a back row unit, so you clean up your opponent's back row. Stealth Beast Bloody Mist is your 10k, which you will copy and paste to the other rear guard circle and do some damage. Stealth Dragon Cursed Breath. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, look at the top 5 cards of your deck. Add a Covert Demonic Dragon Mandala to your hand and put the rest at the bottom of your deck. So we're about to see what Mandala does soon. So it's good to see that he has a bunch of apparent searchers where you're not supposed to trigger them, apparently. Left Arrestor. If right Arrestor is in the right column, this card gets 1200. So you have 2 1200 beat sticks. Technically, these are actually 12k shields if you have the actual Arrestor combo, apparently. It says left column, if right Arrestor is on your rear guard. It doesn't say during your turn, so legit these are 12k shields in a sense. Maybe that's good if you sack a booster. You can actually stall them because... Well, if he kills one of them, he has to kill 1 12k, so it's bad either way. Stealth Dragon Magatsu Gale. This is the G2, but we'll reveal the G1 later, and we'll go over how that goes. So what Gale does is, in your soul, when this card is rode upon by Magatsu Storm, you call 2 Convert Demonic Magatsu Storms, give them boost. At the end of the turn, add 1 to your hand and remove the other one. So why are we adding the 1 to our hand and removing the other one? We're about to find out. But the whole point is, when you do the ride chain, you're guaranteed 2 11k 10k boosters, which isn't as good to say the least. It just depends on your field. But that's the whole point about the superior ride chain. When you have those 10k boosters, you're allowed to do a lot more. So really, this deck will not lack boost support. You will be able to get some swings in, period. So there is some good rush play in here with this deck. There's Right Arrestor, he becomes 12k. And there's Stealth Dragon Royal Nova. If And this is for Magatsu Storm and Magatsu Gale, which you just saw. There's their 12k units, so there's that. So now we're on 3s. When this unit boosts, it gets 3,000 power. It's one of those bullcrap ones. All right, let's go over Magatsu Storm and why we get the card to our hand. So what this does is you counterblast 2 until the end of turn, call 2 Magatsu Storms and give them boost. At the end of the turn, add 1 to your hand and remove the other one. So this also gets the effect. Shockingly, this one also will get the effect. So you'll be able to have a lot of this G3 in your hand. So when this unit attacks, you counterblast 1 and Persona Blast to call Magatsu from your hand. If Stealth Dragon's in your soul. So pretty much multi-attacking, but it's a 10k unit, period. It's a multi-attack. And you can call it anywhere. But the whole point is call 2 Magatsu Storms and give them boost at the end of the turn. Add 1 to your hand, remove the other one. So this is how you pretty much prep your Damaga Magatsu Storm. So Magatsu Storm's all about the rush plays. He's bringing in himself. You CB1. You CB1, you Persona Blast by discarding him. And then you call a Magatsu unit from your hand. So you can call the G2 if you wanted to. So it depends how you feel. You can use the 1000 beat stick to swing at something, then call a Magatsu. Pretty sure the G2's named Magatsu, right? I'm not losing my crap, right? So you call a Magatsu Storm. So you call the G2 from your hand. You can use the G3, swing at the G2, then call the G2 with your 7k booster in the back so you can hit the magic number, period. Because you're going to hit a booster for the back row, okay? And that's how you're going to get your extra attacks in. So I kind of like Murakumo right now. This is good. I like aggressive plays. And they have many ways of getting their Persona Blasting due to those effects. The Superior Ride Chain is all about Persona Blasting. You're getting these Persona Blastings. You're losing at least 2 of these cards just to pull off the plays. Just be careful with your hand size when you're doing this. It is a great effect, though. But I think with this effect, when this unit attacks, this isn't his LB4 effect. You can use this effect anytime you want, which is why they make you get the card early when you're doing the Superior Ride Chain. This helps you get the cards early. This makes you play faster. This is how you go aggressive even early in the round. And then you can add 1 to your hand and maintain force. Do you have to play a full Magatsu deck? Of course you do. I don't know if there's more, because that's Royal Nova. I think you're only playing like the G1 and G2, I believe. Yeah, it's just the G1 and G2, really. Yeah, it's most of the units that you're actually going to be calling. So you'll be calling the G2 most likely. So yeah, we'll go over the G1 soon. G1's actually pretty good, but right now, that's the whole point of Magatsu Storm. He's extra attacking with Persona Blasting. You just have to somehow micromanage. You sack your garbage G3s with like a different unit. You can call like the G2 later if it came down to it. If they had those 10k shields, then you just use your 10k unit and swing. So there's some positives with this. So let's go over some more of the other units here. So here is Mandala. Why is he so searched out? When this unit is attacked, automatically you counterblast 1 and Persona Blast. The attacking unit gets minus 10,000 power. So how this works is, it's an auto effect. It automatically goes off. Now the plus and minuses of this is actually a really good double rare. I'm going to say that now. How this works is you need an intercept game, which makes the Vanguard really having to be trigger reliant. So if you had multiple copies of this, you're pretty much doing it almost 3 times. I understand that. Mandalore, you mostly, if you got all your Mandalores, it's pretty much having an intercept in your hand. Mandalore is the closest thing to the actual Vanguard TCG. Believe it or not. It really is. It's funny, but it's true. And the max your opponent would go up to is like 8k. Because they'll be at an 11k, but if they break ride, then they're at 11, so they automatically swing. That's the only thing Mandalore can't stop is the break ride number, so that's why you have to have some intercepts, because you're obviously going to be taking 1 hit, and the effect automatically activates. It really doesn't matter, which sucks. So you got to watch out for that, but it's impossible. It really, really is impossible, because due to break riding, this effect like means nothing. All right, this is the other triple rare, and this one's actually 10 times better, I think. Let's go over it. When this unit is attacked, again, automatically counterblast 1, Persona Blast, and to have the attacking get minus 20,000. So this is 10 times better. Sorry, 2 times better. If you get that joke, congratulations, you passed math class. So minus 20,000 is a lot. That's good. That's the break ride number right there. That brings the break ride down to the 8,000, which we just discussed. And our other effect is, when placed, Counterblast 2 to call a Fantasy Storm Shirayuki. Then add to your hand at the end of the turn. So you can use that unit to attack, and it comes back to your hand. So you have a guaranteed minus 20k. The only issue with this is that it automatically activates. You don't get to choose it. Once you're at limit break 4, the effect automatically activates. And you only get the extra copy when you actually ride this unit, which is, again, situational. It will depend how much CB you have. Maybe use this for a Magatsu Storm play. If you have a bunch of intercepts in your hand, you can definitely possibly stop the Vanguard for a turn. And this actually includes the Vanguard if they're at 11k and they get minus 2,000, then they're not swinging. I can understand that. Fantasy Petal Storm Shirayuki is actually the closest thing to the Vanguard TCG I've seen. It sucks that it has to be automatic though, but it is actually the closest card for sure, 10 times. So the best way to utilize this unit is with intercepts, and you're at 5th damage. You definitely want to utilize intercepts, or you will be losing this card. The only problem is this is very CB heavy in a sense. You're CBing 2, not counting the CB1 you're going to have to waste. Yeah, you're going to be losing at least one CB1, which sucks. It really does. But it only activates if the power of the unit does not exceed. So that's another issue. So it's only if the power is less than the unit. So hypothetically speaking, like, I guess if your opponent did tackle it, and they don't, and their unit, it's like, I say like 5th damage, you're at 1600. So pretty much your opponent would just swing with the Vanguard without a booster and pray for a trigger. That's as good as I can say. If they can't, like, actually hit her, they don't lose the 20,000. But if they can't, then so on and so forth. Murakumo is going to require a lot of math. You're going to have to play your plays correctly for this, because this is a very CB heavy unit. But the payoff is not too bad. You could avoid a damage check, pretty much, depending on your game there. There's always ways around this, and I think that's the other way. I mean, if you boost, then you lose the 20,000. If you don't boost, you're relying on trigger. Well, there you go. I mean, then Shirayuki legit lost the momentum. So the unit actually has to be able to get hit. So then again, how's this unit going to get hit if the freaking rear guard on the opposite side already made me lose the CB? Now my opponent's playing a crit deck. Now I'm going to take 2 damage anyways. So there's that. So maybe having 2 of these after you CB2ing isn't going to be so bad. You might want that, especially if you're at that final damage, like you're at 0, you're at 5th. I mean, this is the closest thing to a PG I can really think of. It really is. Without losing your PGs, this is the closest thing to a PG. Yeah, it really is. This would definitely put this would hurt Descendant in a weird sense. I mean, this video is going to be a little bit long because this is a good discussion. This can hurt Descendant in a weird way. Yes, Descendant goes critical, but they would have to at least hit maybe 2 triggers. And not only that, if you had like 2 of these in your hand and Descendant's trying to attack again, Descendant loses 40,000 power. That unit ain't hitting for a crit. That unit's barely going to get a hit in. Yeah. I don't think Descendant's going to finish you off. Trust me when it comes to this Persona Blast. This one's possibly the one that takes the cake on defense. This is possibly the one unit that goes beyond Descendant's pay grade. Oh, Gauntlet Buster, he loses 20,000. Good luck hitting. Good luck really hitting that. Because Gauntlet goes up, so he will always be over this Vanguard. So he's going to lose 20,000 power based off the 17,000, be at negative 3,000. He'll be at 4,000, and then he has to hit 2 triggers. That's definitely not going to happen unless your opponent's that lucky. So this unit is amazing in my opinion. I see why it's a 5-star. It comes in clutch. For those final turn attack pushes, you just have to be prepped. You just have to have the intercept game, and this unit will save your life. It's almost like having a PG in your hand. Technically, it is. It's a PG in your hand without losing a PG. You get what I'm saying? I like it. I actually am going to like Murakumo when they drop. Dueling Dragon ZANBAKU. At the start of your opponent's ride phase, if your opponent's Vanguard is a grade 3 or greater, your opponent may discard a card from their hand. If they do not discard, they cannot normal ride during that ride phase. So with this unit's pretty much to counter break riding. So this depends on your opponent's hand size. They would have to waste it, but I don't see this affecting Liberator since, you know, Freed's always worth the ride and you can discard a different G3 in your hand. So yeah, there's that. I mean, ZANBAKU has its ups and downs, but yeah, it's just, yeah, no, I just feel like with this, I mean, it's good if your opponent barely has the hand, because they have to discard a card if they want to ride a G3, them discarding a PG just so they can do a break ride turn. We'll have to see how that plays out. But ZANBAKU's not, he's like a little bit of a situation, though. I mean, he depends way too much. Like, you're technically killing a card in your opponent's hand, that's number one, but they can be killing a G3 in their hand that they don't need, and maybe their break ride's really good that they want it so bad because they know they can game you with it. So, you know, there's that. So ZANBAKU is up there. So here's Tamamo. It is a interesting unit. When this unit attacks Vanguard, you get plus 5,000 power, so it becomes 15. When it's the Vanguard, LB4. Then it has a different effect. This isn't part of his LB4. You counterblast 1 to call a card with the same name as one of your rear guards. Remove it at the end of the turn. So with this guy, you technically aren't without a unit. So that's good. So with Telmo, I mean, he's kind of like a budget, but I'm pretty sure everyone's going to pull their triple rares. He's kind of like a weird budget because what he does is he's legit making copies of units that if you were slacking, you can just make a copy. So you have extra stuff. If you need a booster, an extra booster, that helps too. I mean, this actually helps you keep some booster plays going, which is nice. I mean, this unit has this has some good qualities to it when it comes to copying a unit. Getting boosters, maybe those AK boosters come in clutch in the end. Who knows? Maybe there's a good Tamamo budget build where you're legit copying boosters. You'll have boosters out. You'll always, I would say you won't ever be without a booster. There we go. You won't ever be without a booster when it comes to Tamamo because you can just, you know, put in a Shadow Clone. Twin Swordsman Musashi. During your turn, if you have more rear guards than your opponent, this unit gets plus 3,000 power. Kind of like it. It is a 12k beast stick, but I don't see us running that. Yeah, not too much. Stealth Fiend Kurama Lord. At the start of your main phase, Soul Charge 1 and Counter Charge 1. When this unit attacks, Soul Blast 1, Counter Blast 4, stand all of your units. They don't really have soul charging units, Murakumo, so I don't see this being any useful. I mean, if this was like a rear guard effect, yeah, you could trade it like Mr. Invincible, but yeah, they don't really have much. So here's the G1 Stealth Dragon Magatsu Breath. So pretty much when you ride it, when this gets rode upon by the G2, you call 2 of the G2 units and give them boosts. So you have 2 9k boosters for that turn. You technically don't have to start playing your boosters until you're done with the Superior Ride chain. I feel like the Superior Ride is really good. That's actually all the cards. So now let's dive in here with I would say even like 4 of these. I say 4 of these because this is a good final defense if you're done with him. If you're done with Magatsu Storm, you can definitely ride into Shirayuki, Counterblast 2, get the card, and if you heal, you're kind of set. Which is good. If you heal. If you do, this is going to help you in the end because then you have a defense. After being so aggressive with Magatsu, you could ride this, get another copy of her, then you have the 20,000 defense. You can even throw this in the back, put another intercept in, you know, yada yada. That way you can micromanage that. And if you actually draw like 2 of her, just think of it like, all right, I got some defense, I can use that. So definitely definitely some good draw triggers because you got to maintain that hand, and the more you draw into this, the better, because that's 1 less unit to worry about. She does make a copy of herself if you did run out in the deck. So you get a nice Shadow Clone of her, and she comes to your hand at the end of the turn. So you have the defense. That's what makes her very unique. You're definitely going to want 4 of these. It's a good kind of like, I need to protect myself for this final turn, because that minus 20,000 power buys you time. And with draw triggers getting you units, you'll be able to strike again. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's the difference between Magatsu Storm and everything. I mean, he's more of an aggressive unit. She's more the defense, but you can definitely work with both. With Magatsu, you don't even worry about calling the 2 boosters. If you already have your own boosters, what's the point of that? Seems like a waste of boost check, and that's only LB4. But when this unit attacks, you Counterblast 1 and you Persona Blast. You'll be able to do this effect after you finish the ride chaining. That's the whole point why the G2 does that. You legit add the 1 to your hand and you remove the other one. That's what made that good. So you can get a quick aggressive play, see where your damage counts at. Then, once you know where you're at on damage, you ride Shirayuki. This will help you. This will help you with defense. She is so good for her work. 20,000 stats break riding, too. So if your opponent's on the break ride turn, she's going to protect you. For sure. So I do like her. Mandala kind of getting his own cards is interesting, too. I mean, yeah. But yeah, the copying is definitely something I like about Murakumo. Strike of a ninja. Get in, get out. All that good stuff in a bag of chips. Definitely, I like them. I like them a lot now after reading a couple more of those cards. Definitely brings the light. Mandalore's definitely like a budget, very budgety, because it can't stop break rides. It can stop like normal units, but it won't stop a break ride. Maybe it'll slow down your opponent for a turn, but none of that activates till you're at LB4 apparently. Oh, you don't have to be at LB4. This can be used early, but you only get it for like 5. You only get like 5 of those. That's like not enough. You only get like, you can possibly only do that maybe 1 or twice, and then kind of loses his value. He's just a vanilla 11k, so I wouldn't like worry about that too much. Yeah, you can kind of shorten it down, but it depends. I just noticed there is no break ride for Murakumo in this, so that's interesting. So no break riding, just pure and other defense. I like it. It's a very this feels like aggro. Aggro is defensive. That they are very a defensive deck. They're ninjas. They block and they attack. They strike when they need to, and they get the damage count in. Very good. Very good. Love it. Definitely not running Turbulent Edge. I might even just run the AK boosters because those are always nice. Stealthing or Boro card I will run 4 of because, like I said, there is push plays with the CB, and the more you push, the more likely you could possibly heal out of it. Again, here and there. You gotta just make sure you have a CB to minus that 20,000 power. You have the intercept game to minus that 20,000 power, and you're set. So yay for that. I can't wait for this clan event next month. I'm excited. I'm glad I can bring you guys this video on it. I hope you guys are excited for Murakumo as well. Thanks for watching. I know I talk a lot, but it's how we go over everything in perfect detail and discussing. I don't know why. I don't even know if I would even play Ferret. I mean, its effect is so awkward. To call a card from your hand and then return that unit to your hand. I get it. It's like a bounce in, bounce out attack just to save a unit, but no. I'm really starting to think, I think Magatsu and the other girl are legit the top tier units you're going to be using. I know it's a ride chain, but it's actually a really decent ride chain, especially with the copies and all that. The more you copy, the more damage you can get. And the more G2s you run, which are the 10Ks or the 12Ks. Yeah, especially if you copy the 12Ks. Yeah, just think about that. Ugh, I know. I was supposed to end the I can't end it yet. Stealth Fiend or Bro card could copy a unit, so why not copy a 12K beat stick, which is this. Copying this isn't bad. That's actually good. Since you'll have pretty much 2 9K boosters, copying this is like guaranteed attacks. Period. These attacks are guaranteed to hit. It's like really? Are you serious? And not only that, they don't even have to be boosters. They can actually attack the Vanguard if you don't want to waste cards. They'll disappear, but you can attack the Vanguard. You know? I just have to see one more thing. Does G1 say that one goes to your hand or they both like disappear? Ah, that's cool. You can add one to your hand. So you definitely get a G2 back. That's nice. So one comes back to your hand, one goes away, so you technically have an intercept. You don't have to waste your hand in that sense, which is great. So you can maintain defense when it's time. You can play a heavy defense game because you're going to be able to recycle it. You're going to be able to get it back. That's what's so interesting. Just make sure you waste your 12K units first before you ride into this chick. Before you ride into Shirayuki, because if you do, then it becomes a 7K beat stick, and that's an issue if you don't have boosters. You're going to need the boosters. But no, I actually do like the 6K. The 6K, the more I read it, the better I like it. Like, seriously. I mean, it really helps. I mean, Stealth Fiend or Boro Cart legit doing a copy a unit play. You're CBing, but they have very good rush playing, honestly. Magatsu Storm has really good rush plays. I honestly see some great potential in this deck, believe it or not. There's some good rush plays with Magatsu. And then when the time comes, you rise Shirayuki. And then buy yourself some time. Because you'll possibly... Say you got a 6 damage heal. Congratulations. Rise Shirayuki. Have 2 intercepts. Your opponent... You technically just gave yourself another PG for the turn to live. Where you don't have to worry about a 6 damage heal. So there's that. The only issue I will always have is it's auto. That's what sucks. And it will only activate if the power exceeds it. So again, there's ways around it. If your opponent just hits a trigger... Yeah, they just normal attack it and don't do anything. So there's always little tricks around Murakumo that you gotta look out for. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Be good. Stay safe. And I'll see you all another time. I think Japan news comes out next week, and we just want to give you this news segment now. Thanks for watching.